Gather round, boys and girls. Gather round, ladies and gents. Gather round, people of all ages. Tear the spooky, the strange, the mysterious. These are the stories that will tantalize and mesmerize and spellbound your lives. That's not really a word you realize. But these are the stories of jinn. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name's Abdul, and today we'll be sharing another jinn story. This story takes place many years ago, and in fact, to fully understand this story, we'll have to include just a few different stories. And this guy is a taxi driver. It's late at night, he's driving home, and he spots these two kids by the side of the road. And the kids wave him down, and he thinks, oh, what's this? So he stops the car, and the kids say to him, "Excuse me, sir, can you help me to the cinema?" And he says, well, it's just, 5 minutes drive away. You guys can walk there in 20 minutes. And the kid looks at him blankly. "Excuse me, sir, can you help me to the cinema?" And the guy looks at the kids and he's like, this is weird. And then the kids say in unison, "Excuse me, sir, can you help us to the cinema?" So he rolls his eyes and whatever. He unlocks the car door, they get in. And he, as soon as the kids are in the back seat, he glances in the mirror, he's like, something weird about those kids. He didn't really understand till just then, because remember when he stopped the car, it was in a dark area. He could just about make out the kids' faces. So he drives to the cinema as quickly as possible. He's just got this weird feeling about these kids. He gets to the cinema and he says, "Okay, here you are, get out." Kids don't move. He's like, "The hell? Are they looking to knife me? Like, these are like 10-year-old kids. I'm a 40-year-old dude, There's not much they can do, But and he's like, "Okay, get out." And then they don't move. He's like, "Get out!" And the kids don't move at all. He says, "Look, kids, leave!" So the kids get out, right? 4 times it took him. 4 times. And they finally left the car. And then both of them walk to the passenger side window. And they look at him. They say, "Excuse me, sir, can you take us to the cinema?" He looks at the kids and then does a double take. He was about to say, "Hey, didn't you just ask me that? We're at the cinema." But no, he looks at them and does a double take. And then he sees it. The kids' eyes are black. The black is night. The whole eye, not just the iris is black, but the whole eye is black. Blacker than the night. And he looks at the kids, and the kids look down at him, and his heart starts racing. Dun 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 dun. He's like, "I'm about to die, I'm about to die, I'm about to die. I just had these kids just less than a foot behind me, and now they're looking at me saying, 'Excuse me, sir, can you take us to the cinema?'" And the weird thing about these children, they didn't have an accent. He didn't realize this point, but they didn't have any kind of accent. There was no inflection, no tone or anything. It was just a monotone voice. And panicking, he puts the car in gear, puts his hand on the steering wheel, drives. He doesn't even close the window. That's how scared he is. And as he's driving away, he sees the kids lean back, and almost robotic, they turn to look at him. And he looks at them in the rearview mirror. He doesn't even he's only half paying attention to where he's driving. He's so scared. He drives home, gets to his house, gets out the car, runs to the house, starts putting the key in the lock. He's convinced that they're behind him. And this was a few miles back that he left the kids. He puts the key in the lock, finally it unlocks, gets into the house, and his wife looks at him and startled. So "Oh, honey," you're a few minutes late. And he's like, he stamps the door closed so loudly, startles their son. He puts the lock on, and he leans against the door. And the wife says, "Honey, are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." He looks up at her. "I just saw the strangest thing." And he describes the story to his wife. He explains to her that these things, these strange children he saw, had jet black eyes. Their face was pale like the side of the moon. They had voice. They had no tone of accent. You could not tell where they're coming from. You could not tell whether they're from Liverpool or Luton. You could not tell whether they're from Dunstable or Dartmouth. Their accent was not there. And the strange thing was the way they spoke together. At first it was just the one kid, but then when the two started speaking together, it was the strangest thing. That was one of the first ever accounts, although there have been other accounts recorded in the history of strange children, but that was one of the first major accounts in the modern era. Then it happened again. Not to the same man, and not to the same household, but almost a decade later, there's a knock on the door. And the woman in a house, right? This different woman, remember, but she's in a house. And she's like, what's this? And she's like making supper. And she's like, can't be bothered to deal with it. And she's like, I better deal with this right now. Just send him away if it's one of these salesmen. Just at this time, it was Maghrib out. The sun was just setting. It just set under the horizon. There's a little bit of light lingering in the air, but mostly it was darkness outside. So she puts down her kitchen knife. She walks past the sign and says, "Sweetie, I'll be right back." And she gets to the door. She unlocks the door and opens it, and she sees 3 children standing there. "Hello, we are hungry. Can we please come in?" They say all at the same time, and she's startled. But she has this feeling, even though, if you're a mother, you'd have this feeling in your heart, give to the children, feed the children, right? But she didn't have that feeling, no. Her feeling was fear. Her feeling was dread. She didn't understand it just then. Because you don't drink in all the details, no. You just see 3 helpless children. And again they say, "We are hungry, please may we come in?" And she thinks, this is weird. They're talking in unison. It's like they have one voice, but 3 mouths. And again they say, "We are hungry, please may we come in?" And then she sees it. Her heart stops. The eyes, black as night, blacker than the midnight sky. It's got no white in them at all. There's no iris that can be seen. And then she also sees it, the face, it's pale and grey like the moon. And then she realizes that the mouth is just a little bit too small. Panicking and fearing, she says, "No!" and slams the door shut. She wicks the lock on, and she stands there, backing away from the door. She's like, "What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?" Her husband runs down the stairs from the office. He grabs her by the hand, like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And she describes the account of the black-eyed children. You see, these accounts are not the first thing that happened all across our history. Of strange children, of strange shayatin, showing up in the night, showing up at Maghrib. In the night time, humans are naturally afraid. Why are we afraid? Because our vision is not very far. In the day, you can look down the street, you can see plain what is down the street. At night, if there's no light, you go out the front door, look down the street, and you won't be able to see to the end of your arm. I've been in the jungles of Africa, and I have seen how a true blackness is. I have seen the pitch of black. Most people in the modern era do not even know the pitch of black. You just know the faint glow of the city lights. But I have seen it. And this is why the shayatin, the jinn, come in the night. It's because they know that our vision is not good. So naturally, our heart races just a little bit more than it would. Naturally, we're a bit more precautious. What is that person walking behind us? Unless we can see them, that could be our parent walking just behind us, and we would think it was a killer. Unless we knew, unless we can see them like we would in the day, we always assume the worst at night. And that is when the shayatin, the jinn, come knocking on the door. If you ever see the black-eyed children, I'm telling you now, never ever let them in. Never ever entertain them. Do not run for your camera leaving the door open thinking, "Hey, I'm going to get a photo of the black-eyed children." No! I'm telling you now. Slam the door on their face. Say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Say, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That is sometimes why you find that in cases of strange things coming in the night, strange men that are very short and grey with big eyes, you know the ones I'm talking about, they usually knock on the door and get a family member to open it. And then, stunned and afraid, the family member leaves the door open, allowing the things in. Do not allow the shayatin into your life. Do not allow the jinn into your life. The shayatin will just try to ruin your life. But fear not, Muslims. Fear not, for I come with good tidings. For I come with good tidings of A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. And la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. You know, if you're sitting there at home right now, it's dark, it's late at night, and you're on your bed with your laptop all alone, and you're watching these videos, you get that creepy feeling up the back of your neck, you get that fear, you're like, what if they are here? You know, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters in Islam, do not fear the jinn. Know that you are stronger than they can ever be. You know, our faith gives us strength over them. You know, if it was a battle between the shayatin and the Muslimin, we would win. That is why that whenever in the past they have been tempted to try and come to take our land from us, they have known, do not mess with the believer. Why? Because we are stronger than they can ever hope to be. Our faith gives us strength over the shayatin. Well, again, remember your maker, remember your Rabbul Alameen, have faith in your maker, and remember, come to God. Allahu Akbar, Allah.